guys, welcome back to Untitled, Unscripted. I'm Jada, and here with me is David and Kyron. Everyone. Oh, and Alex.
Hello.
Y'all, this is our 5th episode.
Fifth
It's
episode.
crazy.
Yeah, big number 5.
I can't believe it's already September, too.
It feels like September too.
I mean,
Jesus,
yeah.
it's been this whole year has been long.
Yeah, I know.
We had the
right?
longest spring ever. Everybody made that joke as soon as we came back to school. That was so annoying.
It's been rough, bro.
But right now it's Thursday, but Wednesday was pretty cold. But I was looking at the weather app, and it's already supposed to be like 84 degrees again, like
Sweet
by
Oklahoma.
this weekend. So
Do you remember that one day
I
when it
don't
was
understand.
it was cloudy on
With a chance of meatball.
no, it was like cloudy on half of the sky, and then it was
gosh.
like sunny on
That
the other.
was the perfect.
That was the best thing I've ever
of
like.
Oklahoma.
It was like that.
There was
most
no
definitely.
better
It's like
way to put
The
that.
most accurate depiction.
Yes.
Yeah,
Tornadoes?
most definitely.
sunshine.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm just not a fan of the rain. I love cold weather. It's just rain and cold weather. I just don't like it
Yeah.
very much. But
I think rain and cloudy weather is a mood though. Like just because now that
Yeah.
I'm able to drive, just driving in the rain.
Yeah,
Y'all know
I'm
"Stand"
scared.
by Eminem.
Huh?
Stand.
Oh, that's
After
the
he's
song.
gone cold and
That's the song of your choice?
Really?
Yes.
You drive in the rain, and that's the song
Yes,
of your choice.
Because it like puts you in the. It's not like it's too depressing, but it's not like it's too uplifting for a rainy day.
I guess,
Bro, try it out. And there's rain in the background too.
Try it out. That's not the song. That's your go-to rain song.
I'm just not an Eminem
Stan?
fan.
Yes, that's my
Sorry.
go-to rain song. Alex, do you have a go-to rain song?
No.
Never mind.
Alex
I really
didn't.
don't have one
we
either.
got to remember. Alex was talking about sports, sports
Yeah.
stats in like 3rd grade.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I like rain in general, but no, I don't have like a mood song that I just
I
go to.
love thunderstorms. I don't
Same.
like rain. I would love for it to just thunderstorm all night while I'm trying to go to bed because I'll be knocked out like that.
You gotta
It depends how loud the.
thunder.
I don't care how loud it is. I still stay asleep somehow.
Thunderstorms are like you gotta. It's only they're only effective. No, they're only effective when you're like inside in the house. You can't.
Well, have you ever just been outside like, oh man? I
No,
wish I
like
was
not.
inside."
No, like not outside. You know, like I mean, like out doing things, running errands, living life.
Oh, okay.
That's not. But if you're inside chilling,
Okay, so
Yeah,
what's
that's
y'all's
perfect.
favorite season then? What's y'all's favorite
Fall.
season? Fall. Fall's a good. You know,
spring or summer.
I'm always gonna be
Yeah.
a winter person. Just the winter mood is just.
Why
so
is
nice.
why is that?
I mean, it's not only because Christmas is there. All right, someone put it like this. They were like, because I don't like cold weather, but they made a good point. They're like, when you go to sleep, you can put on as many hoodies, as many blankets as you want to comfort you, and it's like more comfortable to go to sleep. But when it's the
Exactly.
summer, like you can take your shirt off and you'll still be hot.
I don't know. I'm in the middle. I love cold weather. I say I dress more for cold weather. Like
Yeah.
I have trench coats. I have all
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
But when it comes to summertime, I love, and but I like going to sleep extremely cold, or else I can't fall asleep.
Yeah.
But in the summertime, I like sticking my leg out of the blanket, or just not wearing as much clothing, I guess, and being layered.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle because at one point, you know, like we're like, oh yay, cold weather, but then we get fed up and we're like, okay, where's summer?
Yeah.
Summer's here. We're like, okay, where's winter? Because
Where's
it's too hot.
you can't be accustomed to one.
Fashion.
I definitely, I
Yeah.
don't think I am.
Fashion wise, I lean towards
fall.
winter.
Yeah,
I
me
really
too.
feel like everybody kind of leans towards winter.
That's
Yeah.
just where my
You know,
strong
like
suit
hoodie
is.
weather. But if we're talking about just, you know, a vibe, I think summer is the
Summer's
vibe.
I mean,
amazing.
yeah,
Summer
but
is amazing.
I
bro.
mean, summer before the mask, yes. But let me tell you, when I get back in my car and it's 90
Yeah.
degrees outside and I have my mask on,
oh,
for no reason, just talking about it now, I'm angry. But I just get so upset because it's so hot and I can't take my mask off
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sweating.
y'all got leather seats? Because
No.
I got.
No, fam.
I remember
That-
No, I'm not.
That
I'm not
sucks.
even trying to say. But I remember getting in my car and then I like literally went back.
Yeah.
Everything
And the
is
seatbelt,
soft.
if you're not
I
careful.
grabbed the
like,
seatbelt. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything for 5 minutes.
You gotta like
I
process
just had to.
everything.
I just had to sit there.
Honestly, I forgot what
Spit it out.
forgot what I was gonna say.
Balash.
I feel like Alex was about to say something.
No, I was just saying my car doesn't have AC.
Oh.
So summertime is the
Yo.
worst.
My car,
my mom-
It's
that's
the
how my
worst.
mom.
the AC only works on one side, on the passenger side.
The passenger is cool.
I'm driving, but I'm sticking my hand over here to get the AC from the passenger side.
I mean,
you got to do what you got to do.
yeah, that's true.
Give me some temperature.
But
I'll just look so dumb though, because it's like a 30-minute drive to my college. So I'll have like
like
drenched.
drenched.
Yeah, I'll have like sweat stains everywhere.
He gets out the car. Alex, are you okay?
It's like pouring.
That sucks. And I'm normally like a super, very hot person. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't take much at all for me to sweat. Like, for example, I already told Jordan this, but I had the air conditioning in my car on full blast on the highest setting of heat.
Oh, I feel
And
that.
I walk in, you have to get your temperature checked and like that sticker. She takes my temperature and it's
120.
106 degrees. And I was like, either I'm about to die or I have COVID. And she kind of looked at me and I was like, I swear it was just, I was cold. And she was like, okay, we'll just go stand over there for a second until you cool down.
Dang.
3 minutes go by. It's like 102. And I'm like, maybe I am sick. And I'm kind of just like, should I text him and be like, sorry, y'all, I got to come home? And then she takes my temperature and it's like 98. And then I was like, okay.
106. She probably looked at you like, you got to go.
No, she looked at me and I was like,
Nah.
like, you got to go back home, fam.
I didn't even say anything. She was just like,
Right.
it's okay.
I really missed the time when you sneezed and people blessed you.
Where did
And,
that come from?
Because I look
People
at
don't
it.
bless you anymore?
No, they look at me crazy. You
I mean,
sneeze
it's
one time.
allergy
they're-
season too.
Oh, because of COVID. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't people bless you
No,
anymore?
they look at me like I'll sneeze and then they'll be like,
They're like, but you better back away.
"Get away from me!" And I'm
better
just like,
chill.
"Bruh, remember you used to bless me. Now you shame me.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They fake now.
They switched up on me.
Switch up on
They
you, bro.
switched
It be
up
on.
me.
It be on your own loved ones, bro.
I don't know what that was just there, but
It's
It's
raining
real.
outside.
It's real.
blame it on the rain.
Yeah.
And my allergies are horrible.
I
Like,
don't get allergies.
you don't?
Must be nice.
Lucky.
Yeah. I don't think
I guess I'm just normal.
No.
I haven't
Kidding.
really experienced like allergies like
Me either.
that.
But when I do feel sick, I'm like, oh yeah, it's allergies. And I'm like, you don't get allergies.
Well,
I never really get sick. I need a knock on wood.
It's
That's not
plastic.
That's plastic.
shit. You can run over there and knock on that.
Nah, it's fine.
No, it's
What
fine.
is like?
Spit it
Never.
out.
I don't know. I don't know. I keep
Ryan,
forgetting
he's
what I'm
buffering
saying.
today.
I'm like,
This
All
rain has something on you, dude.
I know. It's
I
the
got
whole
you. I got
mood.
you. Everybody, we're gonna start off with our most embarrassing moments.
Ugh.
Starting by not me.
I mean, I'll go. It's not really embarrassing, but to me it is. So I love to get my nails done,
Mhm.
and I always go to the same place, Avalon. They're really great. I go to the same place
Shout
all
out.
the time, but this time
You cheated on them.
Yeah, I did. I
Oh
really did.
wow,
Because
that's
listen,
foul.
it was the day of a student council work day, so I was like, I need to go before, and I had an interview, so I was
Mhm.
trying to go to the place that was open earliest. So I went to this place at like 8:30, and I'm getting my nails done, and it was a new place, and in my head I was like, oh, it's like $45 because someone said they'd been there, and I was like, just gonna trust their word for it.
Mhm.
So I'm getting my nails done, and they look really great, and then she's done, and I'm like, okay, so how much? And she was like, 58, and I had only brought like 55
Mhm.
because I was gonna tip her just enough, and so I'm flipping out knowing I don't have any more money in my car.
Did she already do your nails at that point?
Yeah, she already did my nails, and so I'm like,
Yo.
and stuff like that. It's not a big deal to some people, but to me it is, and I'm panicking and I don't know what to do because
I feel you.
like I don't know who to get a hold of. So I
Yeah.
called Foster, and I was like, "Where are you?" He's like 30 minutes away, and
Mhm.
so I had just made up the excuse as like, my boyfriend has my card, and I gave her my cash, and I was like, he'll be here like in a second.
Yeah.
Well, 20 minutes goes by, and she's like, you don't have to worry about it. Like, you can just come back later and pay the rest. And I'm like, no, like, I want to make sure I give you the right amount of cash.
Yeah.
Such a darling.
And I still wasn't gonna have enough to give her a tip, so I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm gonna wait. And thank God I had a mask on because like my face was red.
Yeah.
And Foster finally gets there, and I'm like, I'm too embarrassed. I don't want to go in there. Can you just go give them the rest of the money? He walks in there, no problem, and just hands it off, and everyone was just like, okay. But I'm just so afraid of like people looking at me.
Foster came in clutch.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really did, and I was crying for no reason.
Aw.
But I was just so embarrassed because I was like, I should have done my research. I should have known like how much it was gonna cost. I should have asked like when I first started getting them done.
Yeah.
Just the
So
way
I
you're
just
telling this story, I feel like
Yeah.
you're about to.
No, I felt extremely
Passionate.
bad, That was the last time I can remember being embarrassed, but
Yeah.
just little stuff like that gets me.
My my embarrassing stories always have something to do with like me going to the bathroom.
Oh God.
So the first one, I was in Singapore, right? And I was in Singapore because my mom had a conference, and so the whole family went. It was a really
Saying that
fun
like
trip.
it's nothing.
And I had to use the bathroom, right? And so Singapore, English is that's their main language, but they also have other languages. And so we were about to go on this bus tour, and I asked this dude, I was like, hey, I have to go to the bathroom. And keep in mind, I'm in like 5th grade, right? And so I'm like,
oh, this makes more sense now.
and I'm like, hey, I need to go to the bathroom. And he spoke English, but he didn't really it wasn't really fluent, and I couldn't really comprehend what he was saying. So I had to watch his like hands, and he was like, go like down here and then make a left, right?
Yeah.
And so the location, we happened to be around one of the biggest malls in the world.
Oh.
And so I took a wrong turn and ended up having to travel through like the whole mall to look for a bathroom. And I eventually found the bathroom, so I made it, right? Yeah. And I did that
your business.
I did that thing, and then I got out the bathroom, and I did not know where I was.
Oh no.
So I ended up running around the whole mall, literally into like tears in my eyes, like
I know that feeling.
because it's like I'm in a different country. I don't know anybody, and I'm in this huge mall, and so.
Was there an adult who was just like, "Oh, sweetie, let's"?
Nah, wasn't one of those. And I was like running around the mall, and I came out of the exit, this literally the sketchiest like alley, like the back exit, and it was like a construction zone, and so then I like ran around the whole the whole mall and found my mom, and she was like worried, sick, like asking questions, like. But all I had to do, like,
you're shaking right now just telling it.
I know, literally the bathroom was right there to the left. It was one like if I would have kept going a little bit, it was right there.
Oh dang.
But yeah, that was crazy. My other
more
bathroom story.
More. Keep it coming.
Should I really tell this one?
If you shouldn't, if you're questioning it, you better tell it.
It was like what grade was? I'm not even gonna say the grade. So
last year.
Yeah, it was my friend's birthday party, right? And it wasn't last year. 2
years ago.
It was my friend's birthday party, right? And we all went to Frontier City, and his parents like took us. It was like a group of kids, right? It was a group of boys, and so we were like at Frontier City, doing Frontier City things, right?
Yeah, on me.
And
on me.
For those of you that don't know, Frontier City is an amusement park in Oklahoma.
It's not called Frontier City anymore, though.
What's it called?
It's like Six Flags over something.
Oh, that's crazy.
Six Flags.
So we like went to McDonald's after I did the big, like large Sprite, right? And then they're dropping the boys off, just doing what parents do. Mm-hmm. And they drop my friend off, and he lives down the street from me. And I have to pee so bad. Like I'm on the verge of letting it loose.
You were so close to home, right?
Yes. And have I told you this story?
No.
Okay. And so I'm next. Like they're dropping me off.
Yeah.
And I'm like the second one to be dropped off, and they're like 6 boys. And so I'm in the back of the van. Like, the third row. I'm like back there. So we pull up in front of my house, and we're like right there. It really pains me to this day, the fact that I literally had like 20 feet to walk and I would have been good. But the problem was they did not get out in time because I was in the back row.
Playing?
Yes, I was in the back row. They were playing around up top. I was like, hey, y'all need to stop playing because I'm about to pee on everybody in this car. And so they were in the row in front of me. They would not get out. So I couldn't take it anymore. Like, I couldn't hold it. It was I couldn't take it. No, I had reached my limit. I physically could not hold it anymore.
Oh.
And so I like right as I was getting out, it was like, no. And then I just like stood. I was
Did they know?
Yeah, they knew. And it was all over the seat. And I was like, oh man, y'all did this to yourselves. But at the same time, my dad came out because we were right there, and let me tell you, my dad was not happy, and he was like, okay, let me just so I feel like a lot of y'all assume this was in like middle school. This is in like 5th grade, okay, and so. Which isn't, I mean, not too bad. And so I'm getting out the car, and my dad is like
Pissed off.
literally. No, my dad is like, what is this? And I got like pee all over my pants and all in the car. He was so mad. He was like, go get in the shower, and he was like, I am so sorry. And then they had to like clean up the car. It was tough. It was bad. It was terrible. But yeah.
I can't top that.
It was rough.
The man pissed on himself, and his dad was pissed off.
It was rough, man. Yeah.
Do you need some prayer?
Nah, I've gotten over it. I want to apologize to that family because I don't think I've ever formally apologized for what I did in that car that day.
You just mail them a letter.
I apologize.
Wait, so you did it in the car, right? Their car probably smelled.
Yes,
like piss.
David.
Yes,
For
and
a
so
whole
I was like, you gotta say P. You can't say that.
I'm sorry.
We gotta bleep all
And
that.
so I was like, that has stayed with me my whole life. Like I literally will never forget about that.
Does it feel good to get that off your chest?
It does. It's like I can now formally apologize to them on air. You know what I mean? So I apologize to that lovely family that opened their home to me.
Their van, really, to you.
Their van.
Yeah.
And I definitely overstayed my visit. What about you, David? What you feeling?
I mean, I can't top that.
I don't think it's a competition.
Yeah,
I think
really.
we're
It's
just
No, I'm hearing y'all's embarrassing stories, but like, okay, so the most recent one I can think of, and it's pretty,
I don't.
like, it's pretty bad for me. Like, it's pretty bad. Okay, so you remember, so Stuco last year, Jacob Paul, he played R. Kelly Trapped in the Closet, right?
Yeah.
He almost played the whole series.
I
and all that.
remember.
It's a very interesting series.
Very interesting series. It was.
Wow.
So I remember going back home, and I'm just like, what is this? And then he told me, and then I saw like there was a series of music videos and stuff, right? And I was like, whoa. Okay, so then I listened to them all back to back to back to back to back. Okay?
You studied it.
No.
This is what you sound
don't
like.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
You took notes and everything.
I didn't take notes. I was just like,
Probably.
as like, this is so ironic because R. Kelly and then what you are. Anyways, but so back to what I was saying. So there's this, our shout out of the week last week, O2 Worldwide, the dark skinned rapper, or AKA Ethan. I went up to him. We were walking in the hall, right? I don't know why I said this, and it still haunts me today, but I was like, yo, Ethan, have you heard the R. Kelly series Trapped in the Closet? He turned, he looked at me, and he was like, I know you didn't just say that I listened to that new R. Kelly. And from there on out, my nickname was R. Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
And then do you remember Wolfstock?
That's not a good nickname.
Do you remember Wolfstock?
I have the worst memory out of anyone here.
I went backstage to say, yo, what's up, Ethan? He didn't even acknowledge my presence. He went like this. Hey, y'all, this is the fool who I call R. Kelly to all of O2.
Oh.
And they had the cameras out. They were recording.
You were on their vlog.
Yes, bro. And I will never forget that because it was so embarrassing. I was just like, bro,
You were like, I'm David.
I don't support. I just his music, and then I couldn't explain myself. They're all like, R. Kelly, R. Kelly.
They started a chant?
Something like
That's
that, bro.
the worst.
Wow.
And then,
That's
and ever since then, every time he sees, I even texted him.
You got to transfer schools at that point.
Exactly. Like, I texted him. I was like, yeah, great job on the new song. He said, thanks, R. Kelly.
Wow. That's crazy.
That's the worst.
That's wild.
Alex, do you have one?
I do, and I have a lot more, kind of like Kyron, but
You have bathroom.
I got some bathroom ones.
Hey.
We're not going to share any of those on this one. So,
Men of class.
yep. My dad was a children's minister growing up when he lived in Texas.
Uh-huh.
And I think I was like probably 3 or 4 when this happened. And he was like, we were walking through like the fellowship hall or whatever, and there was a fire alarm on the wall. And I was like looking at it, I was like, what the heck is that? And like my dad was talking to someone, so I just like slipped by, like went behind him, pulled it. The whole church shuts down. Like the doors do the thing,
Oh.
like automatic close.
Oh, like in movies?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
y'all
it's
went
like
on lockdown.
It's like we're trapped in this hallway.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is the point of the doors closing if there is a fire?
I know that's
That does
stupid.
not add
Oh, wait a
up.
It's
minute.
really dumb.
That's
It's
a
like
good
we
point.
were dead if there was a fire.
What?
Anyway, so the whole thing closes. The fire alarm's going off. Like I'm pretty sure the sprinklers were about to turn on, but they didn't. My dad like rushes. He describes it like it was slow motion in a movie. He's like, no. And so whenever he tells it, he's like, no. And so he's like running over there, like redoes it. The thing's still going off. The doors are still
Oh,
closed.
dang.
We have to. I don't think the fire department came, but like we had to wait for like the facilities people to like just make sure everything was okay.
Oh, wow.
And I felt like such an idiot. And I was like
Wow.
4
What
years
did your
old.
dad say? Like, what was the conversation after?
Well, he knew I was a kid and like stupid. So like,
That
like,
still wouldn't
son.
have stopped my parents from giving me a spanking.
Wow.
He was like, "Son, I'm disappointed in you."
so
just walk
that's
away.
Thinking about how we've discussed Alex's childhood on the past 2 episodes and kind of relating that back to this incident just makes sense to me.
yeah,
You know what I
not
mean?
surprising.
Like it just I'm not really surprised.
we could have a full podcast of my embarrassing bathroom stories, so we can
I say you hit us with one more
One more?
I wasn't prepared for this.
embarrassing bathroom story.
That's the
Okay.
title.
I know that's like
There's one. Okay, I have like probably 3 or 4 that are like bad.
Tell us the worst one.
Not gonna tell you all the worst one. I'll
Never
tell you all
mind.
like the tamest one.
the tamest one.
Okay, so this is probably like 2nd grade, and we had just moved to Arkansas,
Yeah.
and so I was like the new kid in class.
Mhm.
I had to go to in this classroom. They had the bathrooms in the rooms, and so we didn't have to like go out to the hallway to go to the bathrooms.
Yeah.
So I had to, do the deed. Had to go to the bathroom.
Tinkle, you know.
No, the other
Oh.
one. Yeah.
Chicken nuggets, not lemonade. Okay. All right.
So I had to,
Yeah.
do the thing. And once I'm done, I realize there's no TP in the bathroom.
Oh.
And I start freaking out. My face is turning red in the bathroom.
Just crawl under the stall.
No, it's like a door. It's like a room. There's no like
Oh,
stall.
you're
That's when you yell out.
you're enclosed.
I was too
I need help.
I was too embarrassed to like knock on the door and be like, "Hey, there's no TP in here." Because I was like, I don't want these people to think I'm stupid and a nerd. Like, I can't wipe his
I don't
butt.
want these people to think I'm stupid
Somebody-
and a nerd in that order.
TP me.
And so I'm just like freaking out. I'm probably in there for like 5 minutes. And so I end up making
Wow.
the executive decision like, hey, I'm going to use my underwear.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Jay just said, "Oh
I have to throw away my underwear and go commando the rest of the day.
Commando.
no." You mean to tell me that's your wait?
That's one of the tamer
That's
ones.
the tamest
Yeah.
one.
That wasn't the worst one. That
There's
wasn't
worse.
the worst
There's
one.
worse. So
You know what?
I have historically bad luck with bathrooms.
I have another story that regards Kyron in this.
What?
Okay, so it was
Wait a minute. Whoa, I'm gonna need your consent before you tell this story. What is it?
No. You don't know. It was you and Caden. Caden Peters is the president of student council.
Oh,
By the way.
I think I know where this is going.
So it was,
oh,
Jada, I don't know if you witnessed
Oh.
this.
I probably didn't.
It was the
whoa. Wait.
Why can't I explain this?
No,
story?
I need you. Wait, I'm gonna need a wait.
Do we need to cut this part out?
Let me just. Yeah. Hold on.
My chair's broken.
What is it?
Porta potty.
Is it actually?
Porta potty.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Okay,
We're good.
okay.
I got
you
his
just shook
consent.
the
But
porta
listen-
potty.
Huh?
You just shook the porta potty, right?
Yeah. You just.
Spoiler alert.
Well, let David tell us to let the build up. Let the build up.
Hey, David, we can cut this part out. We can,
All right. Jada was like, shook the porta potty. All right. Bet. So it was our first
Love
It was our first Stuco hangout. We were getting close to wrapping it up or something. I don't know what y'all were doing. So Kyron, Caden, and a couple other Stuco members, they found this porta potty and they were like, "What the heck?" And I was just minding my own business, playing soccer with the council, right? So I'm out here playing soccer, and then all of a sudden I hear David, and I'm just like, then I hear David from Kyron.
I would like to. Okay.
What?
No, continue the story. But this isn't a form of bullying. I'd like to say that there was a game like that we played,
And I don't know what the game was to this day.
and he you do know, bro. You do know, and he It was part of the game.
Okay, let's just say this game, I was supposed to. There was a consequence.
Yeah.
Let's say that there was a consequence for this game.
It's a challenge game. I just want that to be known that we were not in any way, shape, or form bullying this man for through what he's about to say.
So
continue.
So everybody's smiling and stuff, and that's alert number one. Like when people start smiling, you just can't. Like it wasn't like a hee, it was like a type of smile, you know. So that's what my spidey senses went off, and I was like, "What's about to go on?" And then I'm out here, and they're like, "David, you see this porta potty?" And I was like, "Yes." Get inside of it.
I didn't say that part. Caden actually said that.
So Caden said, "Get inside the porta," and I'm like, "Why in any type of a reality alternate world would I get in this porta potty when I don't have to go to use the bathroom?" They were just like, "It's your consequence," and I was like, "Oh." And they were like, "If you don't do this now, we're gonna find something much worse."
Okay, so peer pressure.
Exactly, Caden Peters.
Don't think I do.
And so I get in the porta potty, right? And I was just thinking, oh, so they're just going to have me staying there for 30 minutes. All of a sudden, someone rams in the porta potty.
I was not that someone. I was just
yes,
this.
you were.
No, you were in the porta potty getting slushed by poop. How do you know?
You were laughing.
I was not.
No,
Did you get
okay.
poo on
No,
you?
No, he didn't get.
Let's clarify. I made it my job to stay away from the toilet seat. I saw, you know how, it was slushing. And, it was going like this, and it was going back in the porta potty and all
Really
that.
disgusting.
Listen, I did not. I was just watching. I was like, man, that sucks.
I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. All I hear outside is, ha, 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 ha.
I wasn't laughing either. I was actually concerned about him.
The loudest laugh. You had the loudest laugh out of the bunch. And how I know he had the loudest laugh is just, I heard it. I heard it. So while I was out here it was my life to not get any of this waste on my clothes. They were having the time of their lives. And I was just like, okay, stop. They kept going. They kept pushing even harder.
Not they. Not I.
Not Kyron, but whoever the entity was, they just kept pushing. And then I remember I got out of there, and they all looked at me, and they backed away from me like I had.
Why would we go towards you? Why would we go towards you?
You planned the thing.
I didn't plan it.
In conclusion, I got knocked up in a porta potty.
Quick question.
What's up?
How old were y'all when this happened?
No, this was this year.
It was literally a few months ago. A few months ago, they were like
Dude, that's so
12-year-olds playing in a field. I was across the parking lot, and I looked.
Did you witness the whole thing?
I just looked.
Did I?
I don't remember because I didn't have my glasses on, but I just remember.
So how do you even know what happened?
And I walked away. I'm not.
I'm not
completely
I'm
blind.
playing with you. I'm playing with you.
I just walked away. I was like,
Yeah.
this isn't gonna end well.
As we can see, we're still great friends, but just
you didn't get. You were.
I'm okay
You
now.
came
You were
out
fine.
You came
Shut
out
up.
dry. My lip just hit this microphone again. I need to stop doing that because now I feel infected. But yeah, no, it was good times. Stuco memories, man.
That's definitely gonna be one for the books.
Yeah.
That is gonna be one. For
So what's the worst type of embarrassment? Because I think it's kind of like David is with Ethan, with the whole people just
Yes.
Humiliation.
Yeah.
Humiliation.
The worst type of embarrassment is definitely it's not like your parents oh, look at this baby pictures. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
I never get embarrassed.
It's when you have to go up on stage and say a poem and trip in front of the whole school. That's something that makes you just, you know what I mean?
like going in front of the class and giving a speech is the worst in high school.
And then if you or making a joke in that speech
and then no one laughs
and nobody getting it and you're like, all right, well, wish I could take that one back. Or just unintentional embarrassment.
Yep.
When you're during a fire alarm and somebody's covering their ears. I feel like that's embarrassing.
Maybe they have sensitive ears.
I mean,
Oh
I know,
my
but
gosh.
it's what are you covering your ears, bro?
What if they have hearing aids and it hurts their ears?
But what if they don't? They're just covering their ears. It's wow, that's embarrassing.
Maybe it's just uncomfortable for them.
Or something that you're not snot coming out of your nose.
Oh,
when you're in
and
a
it's
pool and there's a booger.
or like a booger and nobody knows.
Oh, dude, when you have to go up to like the tissues and like blow your nose in front of the whole class, you get, like,
that is so
self-conscious.
like some people put the tissue like y'all know the stool, and then they have a stool in the front, and then they put the why would you put the tissue there for the whole class to witness? Because everyone's looking up like
They need to make like a designated room for tissues.
They need like a little booth, like you know, a telephone,
soundproof.
a soundproof, but they don't see you, but they just see the action of you blowing your
I
nose.
feel like when there's something in my teeth or like in my nose that I don't know about, and then someone's like, "Oh, you have that in your teeth," and I was previously talking to someone else, and I'm like, I know you noticed that, but you chose to not tell me. That was your decision.
Exactly.
I didn't make my body do this.
that's another one. Like when people notice that something's embarrassing and they don't tell you,
I know.
like you're about to perform.
But sometimes people don't know.
People don't go though.
Sometimes people just don't know how to go about it. But some people will tell you straight up, and you're like,
You're right.
Yeah,
you're
there have
right.
been times where I've asked Jada, I've been like, "Hey, am I straight?" And she'll be like, "Yeah."
She wasn't straight.
I'm like, "Am I good?" No, and then if I'm not, she'll be like, "Nah, you need to do this." You know, that's why Jada's a real one. Like, she's a real friend.
Hey, yeah.
She's
there
a homie.
was one time. I love working in the restaurant business, just like being a host and doing whatever, running around doing my thing.
Oh yeah.
But I worked at this one place. It's called Bira Bira, and they were really new, and they had just opened, and it was a huge restaurant. So I mean, every weekend it was packed to the brim, and so I was always constantly running around. I was like running around to the point where I'm sweating, and I'm wearing like this white shirt, so it's sticking to me, and I'm sweating like a hog, just trying to bust tables, doing all of this stuff.
I feel that.
I used to go back to our ice cream area, and I would get a cup, and I would just put candy and just go back to the host stand and just eat. And so I'm speed walking through the restaurant, like trying to dodge people because there's servers like with food. I mean, in the middle of the restaurant, I'm wearing Converse and it's slippy, and so I just fall and I bust my butt. My candy goes flying, I mean everywhere, like on people, onto people's tables. And so I just sat there and I hit my head. So for a second I was like, dang, I got a concussion. And my manager,
and my candy's gone.
and no one went over there to help me, but then this guy comes up to me and I just put my hand up and I was like, I'm okay.
You were like, stop.
No, I kept my head down and I was just picking up the candy as fast as I could, and I got up, and then my manager, I was like, if you want to laugh, it's fine. And I was really upset about it, but then literally 2 minutes later, I was like, huh. And he was like, I need to make sure you don't have a concussion. And I was like, but if I do, you want to send me home?
Exactly.
But
Jen, are you the same way when like you're in an awkward situation and you just make it even awkwarder?
Yeah,
because that's what I do. Like
when you try and dig your way out, but
and it just gets worse.
no, sometimes I'm straight up like, this is awkward.
Yeah, that's.
And then they're
I feel
like, no, it's not. And I'm like, you're lying right now.
The best way to take on awkwardness is to be like, just
face it head on.
confront
This
it,
is really awkward,
honestly, and I think that makes it less awkward.
I'm
too.
the exact. I try to make the joke out of it. The joke doesn't hit well. People just stare at me.
Me too, David. It's okay.
I feel your pain, Alex.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm really not feeling this conversation. But it's like politely and respectfully.
For me, it makes it feel worse because it was like I was trying to ignore the fact that it was awkward, but y'all pointed it out, so there's no way. Like if I even had a spot of light, it was instantly covered up.
You can't really ignore awkwardness. Like awkwardness is
You
just.
can.
Nah, I don't.
I did it my first
if
2
you
years of
try
high
hard
school. What are you talking about?
If you try hard enough.
I don't think like avoiding awkwardness is hard. Cause then I feel like you make it more awkward by trying to pile things on top to try and avoid it. Like I think if you just confront it head on, then it's like.
But you do have the possibility of you piling something, your joke hits well, and everyone forgets like it never even happened.
But that's the risk
But
you
then
take.
but then you got to recover from like a joke only lasts for so long. But then if you're like, this is really awkward, and then that person is like, yeah, and y'all can relate
It also
over
just
that.
depends on who you're talking to.
True.
Like my Sophia, she used to like to sit in silence, and in the beginning of our friendship a couple years ago, I would just be like, that's weird, like awkward silence is weird. But then we would talk about like, if you can sit in silence with someone and it's not awkward, you're comfortable with that person.
Exactly.
So anytime I was in the car with anyone, and if I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable and awkward, I was just like, yeah. This just ain't the vibe. Like, we're not going to do this again.
Yeah.
You ever
But-
been in the moment where like people just try to talk to you and you're just not trying to talk? And, like,
All the time. All the
It's
time.
I'd
your
be like,
responses are
But
just
I can
like,
only
yeah.
pick up when someone doesn't want to talk, so then I'm like, All right.
I'll want
On to the next.
Me too.
I'll literally want to just listen to music in school, and I'll have my earbuds
in, and then
I'll be like, minding my business, trying to let the public know that I don't want to be bothered right now. And somebody comes up to me, taps me, they're like, "Hey, Jordan," sounds just like that, and I'm like, why do you feel the need to talk to me at this moment, at this time, while I have my earbuds in my, you know what I mean, like in my ears?
Someone recorded my because I remember I did that. My responses are, "Yeah, that's crazy." Okay.
Yeah, that's usually how it is.
And then someone was just like, "David, you don't show me any attention, okay? And I'm sick and tired of you saying that's crazy when I talked about my parents doing this." And I was like, "What did you just say?" And they went off on me. I was like,
Dang.
"I'm so sorry." So then
There's like, yeah, my dog just died. That's crazy.
And then I said, "That's crazy."
That's bro. That's
They got pissed.
Whenever somebody comes up to me, they'll be like sometimes, a lot of times they'll be like, "Hey, Kyron," I'll be like, "What up, bro?" And that's what I go to. I'll be like, "What up, bro?" And I'll just move on. Like,
Just
you gotta,
move on. Just go.
So then, and I want to conversate, but then I'll just cut that off real quick. I'll be like, "Nope,
Nope.
I need to get to class.
I need to.
I need to get to class. It's time to move on. What up, bro? Is okay."
I have something else. All right, so we already talked about our most embarrassing stuff. What's like, all right, to enlighten the mood, you can choose. You can choose the worst school moment you've been a part of, like in your history of school, or the best school moment you've been a part. Let's start with worst school moment, and then let's talk about the best school moment.
I feel like I've had a lot of good moments. I can't really.
I remember this. Can I go first?
I wasn't stopping you.
No, I know. I just wanted to.
You can go. Nobody was really
Go away.
prohibiting you from talking. You got it, bro.
This
No,
is something.
I thought you were gonna say it was fifth grade. It was fifth grade. I went to Sunset Elementary. Y'all know where that is?
Yes.
Sunset Elementary School. I think it's the most ghetto school in Edmond, but you didn't hear that from me. A lot of other people have said that and then passed that information on to me. So it was fifth grade. We went outside. It was recess, and it was like this. It was like this PE type class outside, right?
Was it PE?
No, it wasn't PE.
Was it recess?
What other PE type?
Or okay. We had a sub, but our teacher let us go outside to the playground.
So it wasn't a PE. It was like a regular class,
But no,
just outside.
no. She let us play outside on the daily.
So what class was it?
I don't. This was back in
English,
fifth grade. I don't
reading.
remember.
Math.
I
Yeah,
don't
sounds like
remember.
math class.
It sounds like PE.
It
It's
sounds
what
like
it
PE.
sounds like.
Okay, we're gonna go with PE. We're gonna go with PE.
Physical education.
So we went outside, and then I remember everybody was surrounded by the playground for some reason. I was just like, okay, what's going on? So the substitute comes in.
Oh, surrounded by. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant surrounded by, like everybody was surrounded by the playground.
Oh no. Like you have your little slide and the.
Yeah, you were
course.
like they're in a section.
They're in a section, and then everybody's kind of like suspicious. I'm a nosy little kid, so I'm going over there and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And then the substitute comes in, and apparently a fight had broken out. And then like push comes to shove, substitute tries to stop it. Everyone starts throwing rocks at each other.
Oh my!
And I'm there with. I'm like,
It's a
whoa.
riot. Ah.
And then the substitute was in the middle of it, bro. A kid trampled on the substitute, took her down. Everyone was throwing rocks at the substitute, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's the day I would have quit
And the funniest thing
and
was,
perhaps caught a charge.
you had you had kids playing on the basketball court, minding no business. I see this. I'm right in the middle of it. I look to my left, sunshine. I look here, darkness, just like evil kids.
It's not darkness, just expression.
And everyone was throwing rocks at each other. And I remember the principal came. He was like, "I'm so disappointed in y'all kids. So disappointed in y'all." He sounded exactly like that.
Was that a medical condition? Is that what do you sound like that?
He was just big.
Oh, okay, all right, I got you.
But ever since that day, the class was never the same. I think like 6 kids got put in some suspension.
Dang.
That sounds terrifying.
I was a witness of the whole thing. They took me up in and this was like
Did you
my
have to give a police report?
Hey, David had to testify in court.
in elementary school. I was a quiet kid, so whenever I got called to, and I was really introverted. So whenever I got called to the principal office, it was my worst nightmare to talk to the principal because I never got in trouble or anything. I'm like, why do I need to be here? So I was here and I was stuttering on my words. I was like, so we playground, and then rocks were thrown, and the substitute got hit, and
I bet you were traumatized too.
I was. Because I was like, our class was bad, but I didn't know our class was bad.
Yeah.
And then
Starting riots.
Ever since, I feel like that day I grew up and I became a man.
That
Like, I
whole
really
class
looked at
needs to get on that show. What's that show called?
Beyond Scared
Yes.
Straight. It's like, my name Darius. I like to steal and beat up substitute teachers. He's like, what was I about to say? Yeah, no, that class, man.
I promise our principal was thinking in our heads, they were like, these are the future juveniles of America.
It's like, ooh, shiver me timbers. Ooh, my goodness. Yeah, that's crazy.
That
bro.
was my worst.
That's scary.
It was. Because a rock was like in front of me. I was like,
that reminds me. There's this one time in elementary, these two kids ran away, like from the school. Why do we're
Washington
making
Irving was easy.
we're making American elementary schools sound like prison.
Most dangerous school in America.
I know.
In Oklahoma City.
Washington Irving.
It's like Washington Irving. You know how like on Beyond Scared Straight they do like they look at the prison and they're like known for its high violence rate. Like, but there were these two kids that ran away, right? And they came to school. They were in Boy Scouts, so if that tells you anything, they came to school in full camo. Full camo, right? Well, it was actually Cub Scouts. They came to school in full camo. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, camo, right? And so
toe to the.
This child brought like snacks in his hoodie, and he was walking around like with the snacks in his hoodie, like nobody would notice that he was holding his hoodie up. And it came recess, you know, that was the time to dart. And so they found a hole in the fence, and they all of a sudden I see my friend I see Taya and Xander run. Like they're trying to chase him. I don't know what they would have did if they would have caught him, but they're running after him, and I'm right there behind them. I'm like, okay, so they running, I'm gonna start running with them. And so I'm running, and all of a sudden I see him dip through this little hole in the fence, and they're like taking off through the woods, and they're gone. And now the whole school is like, oh, what are we about to do? Like we just had an escapee. How are we going to recover from this one? And so we like got the whistle blown.
Helicopters start coming.
No, helicopters really started looking for him. They could not find him. And I don't know what their plan was, but I know they were trying to go to a different state. They probably made it to like 178th. Like they didn't go anywhere. And they,
to the next block.
you hear the whistle blow, and it's like beep, and now everybody's like going crazy. I'm surprised it didn't incite a riot like your elementary school. We weren't like that. And so we like go inside, and then the principal comes to our class, and they're like,
if you know any information,
they're like, Kyron, Taya, we need to talk to you.
We'll give you fruit snacks.
Because what happened was Taya broke this kid's heart, and he like rejected, so he ran away. He went to.
It really was like
Heartbreak.
Planned to go to Mexico.
Huh? Heartbreak at Washington Irving.
I know heartbreak at Washington Irving. It was tragic, bro.
Really be like that in elementary school.
It was
really
crazy. And then they ended up finding him. And I don't know. It was
like a movie.
It was the scariest day. It was like a prison escape.
Imagine him coming back. He was just like
in shackles.
With the beard. With the beard.
Yo, it was crazy.
It's like,
craziest day of
It's
elementary
like those
school.
3 dudes that escaped Alcatraz back in the 60s. Shut down the whole
I
thing.
thought that was so cool. I read about that in like 6th grade, and I was like, oh my god.
Felt like sirens going on.
They escaped the rock.
I know, it was crazy. Not the fact that they pre-cut a hole into the fence. Like,
dude, this is exactly like that movie.
they literally thought this out. Like they pre-cut it. I was like,
all that needed to happen was rocks being thrown.
Yes,
that
I know. It would have gone crazy.
They put like the paper mache heads back in their desks to like make sure people didn't see them gone. Built a life raft made out of rain jackets.
That's
crazy.
funny.
It was crazy, and it was like the woods right behind that fence area, that like wooded area.
Mm-hmm. I
So
got you.
there was a time. I'm just gonna go to my story now.
Okay,
Sorry, we're running low on time.
all right.
There was a time in Arkansas, and there's a tornado warning that day. And so I had it was the end of the school day, and I'd gotten on my bus.
Trolley Road, Arkansas.
Yep.
Okay.
And they had the way they like separated the buses, they had like different animals, and so I was on Turtle Bus.
Turtle bus.
So there's like Bear Bus, there's Turtle Bus, and I was on Turtle Bus today. And so they were like, "Hey, everybody, y'all need to get off the bus right now."
Get off Turtle bus right now.
Yeah. they're like, everybody, there's a tornado. Y'all need to go back to your classrooms right now. And so we were like sprinting back to our classrooms. We were sprinting back to our guys.
You're on a bus called Turtle Bus. I'm sorry, that's so funny. I'm sorry.
Weird.
I feel like I'm supposed to be laughing.
Go ahead. No, you don't have to laugh, but that's funny. That's funny.
Anyway,
Continue.
they were like, there was a tornado. There's like a tornado right above the school. Y'all need to go back to your classrooms right now. I'm like, I start crying on the bus. And I'm like sprinting. We're sprinting to our classrooms. And there was like back halls where we would put our backpacks in the classrooms. Yeah. We were all like doing the duck and cover stuff under our backpacks. And I'm like bawling. And this dude right next to me is like, bro, why are you crying? It's just a tornado. And I'm like, bro, we're about to die. There's a tornado above the school right now.
That kid has seen some things that you've never seen.
He is not afraid of death.
I'm like bawling my eyes out. I'm like praying because I'm like, gosh, I'm about to die. I need to make sure I'm going to heaven.
I need to make sure I'm going.
Let me solidify this before.
And so like, it ends up being like nothing ends up happening. But when we get back home, they like show us pictures of, there's a picture of a tornado like forming 20 feet above the school.
That's wild.
And I'm pretty sure my prayers was what saved us. I'm just saying.
Amen. Thanks
So
the
that
Lord.
was probably my worst school moment besides the chicken nuggets, not lemonade.
That was at school?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I thought that was at the church.
My question is, what? Wait, that was at school. What did you do with the underwear after you?
I threw them away. Just put them in the trash can. Yep.
Or did you expect him to put him in his backpack?
I didn't know if he was
Yeah,
going to
I'm not
recycle the underwear. Like, I didn't know what he was about to do with it.
No, I'm not going to put those in my backpack. I'm just going to like.
I don't blame you. I would throw them away too. That's a good
It was
decision.
either that or I clogged the toilet with poopy underwear.
I'm just thinking
Man.
the janitor just being like, what's that smell?
Bro, I know you're out of the janitor that was not your friend that day.
Yep.
I never really understood what this did in a
The
tornado.
duck and cover? Yeah.
Like,
That's nothing.
I guess if someone gosh.
I mean, I don't.
Oh
He
my
just
God.
smacked himself.
He's not even halfway done with his coffee, and he's acting a fool.
And it's not even. This isn't even. This is a sample. This is like barely
I
even
waited
a coffee.
30 minutes for this.
This isn't even coffee. Just
30
whipped
minutes.
cream at the top. It's not
Shout
even
out
coffee.
Stella Nova because tastes good, but 30 minutes.
Speaking of buses, there was this. I think I had to be in middle school because I had a old man as my bus driver in elementary.
Mm-hmm.
But middle school, I only went 6th and 7th grade. But this lady, I can't remember what her name was. She had black hair, really short hair. She was just so hateful. And so I was always the first person. I was the first stop. And this little stuff goes into it, like her being really mean to me, or like if my music was loud when I got on the bus, like in my headphones, she'd be like, turn that down, like just yell at me. And so, of course, like me being in 6th grade, my parents didn't believe me when I would like, so-and-so, Betty's being mean, like she's so mean and like this and that. And
Wait, it's a grown woman?
It's just a grown woman. And so
I thought
my parents just didn't believe me, you know, they thought I was telling lies, whatever. I used to have like an assigned seat at the front of the bus. Like I had to sit like across where she could see me in her mirror. And I was like, okay. And so, well, there were some days, you know, I would act up a little, but then, you know, didn't mean you had to give me an assigned
It's the
seat.
bus.
exactly.
And so one time there was this new girl, she had moved into my neighborhood, and I was like, do you want to sit next to me? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, but I have to sit in the front. That's my assigned seat. And she was like, no. And I was like, okay.
Seats were so important.
I was just
back
like,
then.
okay, we're not friends.
Dude,
and
bus
so,
seats?
You're
Bus
like, no,
seats?
this is literally my
yeah,
assigned seat.
she was like, I sit in the back of the bus. And I was like, sorry, but I'm not allowed back there.
There was a class system with bus seats.
Yeah,
It
there
wasn't-
really
Oh,
was.
no, there was definitely, most
like,
definitely.
You were so cool if you sat in the back.
I
Like,
know.
I just didn't care.
There's kids at the front that do homework.
Yep.
Kids in the middle that are trying to like kind of in between.
They're
You know
the-
what I mean?
I was definitely the one in the front because I didn't want to like.
I
I
can
thought I
see
was gonna
that.
get in trouble if I was in the back. So
I was
just sat
in the back. We had a party back
We
there.
had roasting sessions back there. Gosh.
We used to do everything. It was like me, Tanner, and Xander. We used to have the back of the
Shout
bus
out.
lady. Yeah.
Anyways, to conclude my story, I finally, 7th grade, after this going on for like a year and a half, I was like, Mom,
Oh no.
I swear to God, like, just come up there. And my dad was like, oh, I'll go up there. So my mom and my parents, they were like, da-da-da, like, is there a problem? Like, is she acting up? Like, this and that. Because she used to threaten to drop me off, like, at a stop that wasn't mine and make me walk further than I had to. So it was freezing cold. It was winter time.
No.
And I was like, Mom and Dad, please, like, I'm begging you. I even cried. Anyways, But then, so they finally went to talk to him, and she was like, oh, no, like, this completely different person. Like, she's such a sweet girl. Like, da-da-da-da. She doesn't have an assigned seat. I don't make any of my kids sit anywhere.
She switched up.
And I'm sitting there, and I looked at my mom and dad. I said, please take me to school. My parents were like, no, I have to be at work by a certain time. I'm sorry. Get through the day. Call me if you need anything. I was like, well, great.
That's fine.
I get on the bus. I finally sit in the middle where I don't have to sit in the front.
Yeah.
She looks at me and goes, get up to the front. And I was like, no, you said I didn't have an assigned seat.
Yeah, I'd have been like.
And so the sass in me being, I don't know how old I was at the time, but I thought I was something. So I'm talking back and I'm like, no, you just told my parents I didn't have to. And she's like, I'm going to make you walk. And I was like,
bro,
I was like, okay. And then I was like, so I pulled out my phone and I started recording, and she was being really extremely rude to me, saying all these mean things. I'm not going to get into it. But finally, I went up to the principals and I was like, I've complained about this lady, da-da-da-da, and I showed them the video, and they're like, this is so unacceptable, this and that. And I was like, I got on the bus that afternoon. She was, angry's not the word.
Yeah.
And she basically stands up and was like, you all, this is my last time dropping you guys off, this and that. And I'm just looking at her, and I started laughing. And she's like, is there something funny, Miss Trent? And I was like,
Miss Trent?
no, I do you know who our new bus driver is going to be? And she was like, no, I don't. And that was the highlight of my
That made
school.
me pumped,
Hey,
bro.
that's-
I don't know.
That's how you do it, bro.
And the fact
You
that my
did that
parents
the-
didn't believe me, I forgive you, Mom, but you should have listened to me sooner.
You went about that the right way. Definitely went
That
about
should
that
be
the
a
right
short story. Like, the range
I
of
whipped
emotion.
out my iPod. I started
way. Oh,
recording.
it was an iPod.
Yeah, I had a flip phone and I had an iPod because I wasn't allowed to have an iPhone. So the iPod was the most that I was going to get. But flip phone was strictly for calling my parents.
I just had a range of emotions. Like, that story really just made me like,
Yeah, bro. It's like
that needs to be like a short skit or something.
yeah. It's
Old bus drivers think they have so much clout.
They really
'cause they can
do.
like
I know.
boss people around.
I don't like adults that like bully children. It's like, get a life. Jesus, like grow
Miss
up.
Grant, 4th grade, get a life.
Oh,
Miss Grant.
oh. Let's just call out all of
Get
our
a life.
teachers.
Get a life.
Call out all the bad teachers
Dude,
that we've had.
she threw chalk at us. Like, you know the chalk on the board? She would
No,
throw
the
that
chalk
at
on
us.
the floor.
Yeah, the chalk on the floor. She would just like throw it at us. She'd be like,
guess I'll
nah,
throw chalk on the floor.
shut up. I hate Miss Grant.
When
Get a
Alex didn't speak, but when he spoke, it was
Dude,
about
she,
something.
She heard my voice whenever that. Oh.
All right, what's time looking like, Alex?
We should probably wrap it up.
All right.
Oh, I want to talk
Sorry.
about the best.
Hey, tune in next week for part 2.
I know where we talk
Embarrassing
more about Miss
stories.
Grant and her chalk throwing.
Miss Grant.
All right, David, who's your shout out of the week?
My shout out of the week is Angelo Rankin. He is a D1 football player who's going to go to the Navy. He's been just killing it this recently. He's worked so hard, and I had a conversation with him recently just talking about, like, how he got to where he was and, you know, just him overcoming any doubts and whatnot. He's such a great football player. I really feel like he's going to do big things in college too, but, you know, he's focusing on the season now, making sure he ends off with a bang. And just shout out to him because he's a great athlete, but he's also a great, funny guy. And shout out to you, Angelo.
Oh man.
There we go.
Alex had to hit like 4 buttons to get to the cherry.
Sorry.
All right. My shout out of the week is Jai Chu. I just stuttered. Jai Chu out of Dallas. She's a poet. She's very inspirational. One of the hardest working people that I've ever met. I met her at a conference in Illinois, I think. I met her at a conference in Illinois.
Nice.
Extremely talented, very, very talented poet, writer. She just released her book, so go check that out. Alex, I'm sure you can I forgot the name, but
Yeah, we'll put it in the Instagram. Make sure y'all go tune into our Instagram story to see.
Yeah, we'll put it on the story. But continue doing what you're doing. Continue to inspire people, and yeah.
What's up?
My shout out of the week this week is Kelsey, sitting right over here. I've never met anyone else that likes coffee as much as I do, and she always has a smile on her face, and she's the sweetest ever. But yeah, she's just amazing. It's a nice face to see when I come in here to film every morning.
Yo.
Oh, if only Kelsey heard what he just put.
Hey, can I say one?
It was a joke.
Can I say one like positive thing or
Yeah.
something?
Say it.
All right, to end it off with a bang, because
Wait, Alex got to give his.
Oh shoot, my bad. You got it.
Good. All right, my shout out of the week is Madeline Isaacs. Kelsey, you know Madeline. Madeline Isaacs is really cool. She has her own clothing brand that she just started called shopmadeline.co on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Go follow her. She does a lot of stuff involving like the community and doing stuff for Black Lives Matter. And so, yeah.
Woo, Madeline. Anyway, ended off with some positivity. I just feel like someone needs to hear this right now, though. I've really gotten the word, but I hope y'all have a great day and go out and do something. If you have a project, if you have something you want to write, if you have something you want to script, if you have some music you want to make, go out and do it. You know, don't mind what other people think and don't mind the negative thoughts that are telling you that this is going to go wrong. Just know that you might pop off one day with whatever you want to do and just start it today. Thank you.
Well, that wraps up for this week's episode. Thanks for tuning in to Untitled Unscripted, and stay tuned every Tuesday for your podcast with Jordan Miller. I hope you guys have a great weekend.